各位，今日四川大地震發生第100日，重建工作繼續。居民繼續住喺臨時嘅板房，全省建立糧食儲備，確保市場糧食供應穩定。喺每一處嘅安置地點都設置咗消防站，定時舉行演習。四川有關當局嘅衛生防疫機制繼續實行，向災民接種疫苗，防止爆發傳染病。政府又加快興建學校，希望可以喺9月1日大中小學全面復課。中國欄王劉翔向全國人民發表公開信，佢話仍然為退賽同令大家失望感到難過。劉翔話自雅典奧運之後，喺自己祖國衛冕成為佢不可動搖嘅目標，但同時亦都承受越嚟越大嘅壓力。雖然尋日因傷退賽，佢請大家相信佢仲係以前嘅劉翔，堅信自己仲好有實力，大家會見到跑得更快嘅劉翔。我哋下一節再見。
一陣間將會播映六合彩，之後請繼續收睇。
另一宗控告佢誹謗嘅案件作供，
而佢嘅仔陳志忠呢就被證實冇去到美國弗吉尼亞大學註冊。吳慧思報導。
陳水扁喺多個警員包圍之下離開台北地方法院，期間冇回答記者嘅提問。佢今次係為前海軍將領雷學明控告佢嘅誹謗案出庭應訊，係佢自從3日之前俾調查人員搜屋同埋辦公室之後第一次露面。誹謗案會喺9月9日宣判。而同時列為陳水扁貪污案被告嘅陳志忠所報讀嘅美國弗吉尼亞大學，證實佢冇到學校註冊。
Mr. Chan did not attend an orientation session today, as would have been expected of any entering student, and as a result of that, he will not be permitted to enroll in law school this academic year.
據報有人喺南加州一間餐廳見過陳志忠夫婦。陳志忠一家喺爸爸陳水扁嘅貪污醜聞爆發之前離開台灣到美國。早前佢嘅外母帶同外孫女返台北嘅時候話，陳志忠會喺弗吉尼亞大學完成入學註冊之後返台灣。台灣當局早前就透露，如果陳志忠夫婦唔返台灣，可能會對佢哋發通緝令。亞洲電視記者吳慧思報導。
另外，台灣當局將會邀請陳水扁嘅女陳幸妤以證人身份協助調查。現前調查局局長葉聖茂尋晚就以被告嘅身份到特偵組接受偵訊。佢承認冇將瑞士提供有關陳水扁海外帳戶嘅情報公文呈交俾檢察總長陳聰明，但就話有向陳聰明作口頭彙報。而記者追訪葉聖茂期間，同特偵組人員發生衝突，當局已經限制葉聖茂出境，同時加強海岸監察，以免佢偷渡離開。
大埔工業村一個廢物回收場尋晚發生4級火，由於火場接近煤氣鼓同埋氧氣廠，消防通宵喺嗰度噴射泡沫水炮同埋水降溫㗎，以防死灰復燃。李卓敏報導。
火警之後嘅第2朝，現場仍然有煙冒出。
發揮香港隊團結嘅精神，喺賽前李志來定下一個鮮明嘅目標，就係要喺亞洲選手之中排名第1。3項鐵人先進行1.5公里嘅游泳，再踩40公里嘅單車，最後跑。
報道。
Teresa， 奧運之前咧，大家都好擔心咧，北京嘅天氣麻麻地。不過呢幾日咧，哇，陽光普照，好似你今日咁樣喺沙灘排球曬到窿咯喎。
係啊，搞到我要搽好多防曬之類。其實北京環保局咧，其實都有講到啦，就係咧，北京呢幾日嘅天氣咧都非常之好㗎，尤其是空氣質素方面啦，呢幾日咧都係達到標準，咁部分日子咧更加係1級嘅水平㗎。陳永昌講下。
藍天白雲，豔陽高照。8月以嚟，北京好多時都會見到呢一種風和日麗嘅日子。北京氣象局話，自從奧運開幕以嚟，
攞到啦今屆奧運嘅呢面嘅金牌。咁其實咧就特別咧係放棄咗自己嘅另一個強項跳馬咧，專心喺今屆嘅雙槓上面。結果咧佢就係呢個決定咧係成功嘅。睇睇奧運獎牌榜嘅最新形勢啦，嚟到第11日嘅比賽啦，中國繼續以40金、14銀、15銅排喺榜首。 賽事仲有5日，中國嘅金牌數目咧已經超越咗上屆美國嘅36面金牌㗎啦。咁而美國咧就以24金、24銀、26銅排第2，英國就以13金、7銀、8銅排第3。中華台北啊2面銅牌排66。受到外圍
完美演繹，全新 W980 Walkman 音樂手機。From Sony Ericsson。
As part of an investigation into allegations of money laundering against his family. ATV's Anne-Marie Sim reports.
Chen Shui-bian arrived at the Taipei District Court this morning under tight security. It's the first time he's been seen since prosecutors searched his house in Taipei and confiscated boxes of documents as part of an investigation into money laundering allegations implicating the former president and his family. Chen admitted last week that he had broken the law by not fully disclosing campaign donations he received. He later said his wife, Wu Shu-chen, had wired $20 million from unspent election campaign funds into his daughter-in-law's Swiss bank account, but insisted he didn't know anything about it at the time. This morning, he refused to stop the questions about the probe as he returned to Taipei's district court to defend himself in a separate defamation case brought against him by retired Nationalist Admiral Lei Shuming. Chen had told reporters in 2005 that Lei and several other officials together took $20 million in kickbacks in a controversial deal to buy 6 French-made frigates. With the Taiwanese media hounding him, the former president's son, Chen Shih-chung, was nowhere to be found, even though he was supposed to be attending his law school orientation day at the University of Virginia.
Mr. Chen did not attend an orientation session today, as would have been expected of any entering student, and as a result of that, he will not be permitted to enroll in law school this academic year.
The younger Chen and his wife Huang left Taiwan for the US on the 9th of August. Prosecutors have asked the former president to pass the message to his son and daughter-in-law to return to Taiwan to help with the investigation as early as possible, or a warrant for their arrests will be issued.
International forces in Afghanistan have suffered a massive setback after 10 French soldiers were killed in fierce fighting outside Kabul. Officials said the soldiers were ambushed by Taliban insurgents in the Sarubi district, 50 kilometers east of the capital. 4 of the soldiers were kidnapped and killed. French President Nicolas Sarkozy left for Afghanistan after the single biggest loss for foreign troops in more than 3 years. In another daring move, Taliban forces attempted a mass suicide attack on a US military base, a defiant reminder that tens of thousands of international troops have not been able to keep the Islamic militants at bay. And leaders of Pakistan's coalition government met today to work out who will succeed Pervez Musharraf after he resigned as president. Musharraf's fate hangs in the balance, with his political enemies refusing to rule out the possibility of laying charges against him. ATV's Tony Sabine reports.
Crowds cheered across Pakistan as Pervez Musharraf stepped down as president to avoid moves to impeach him. The former army chief had been a divisive figure during his 9 years in power. While some appreciated his strong-armed approach to tackle the corruption and bad governance that plagued his country before he took over, others hated him for riding roughshod over the constitution, purging his opponents, and becoming too close to the US. A day after Musharraf stepped down, the country's political elite are thinking about a future without his domineering presence. Led by a powerful coalition representing the parties of the late Benazir